Chuck from California writes, how do you break into a niche like real estate investing? Well, Chuck, you've come to the right place. This is actually a niche that I have a lot of experience in. One of the first websites that I ever worked on after I left school and I was actually working on a job, that website today ranks for basically every keyword phrase that you can possibly think of in the property investing industry. And the reason it ranks is because of a series of things that I did way back in the day, and the results that those decisions have essentially led to. We started with a website that had no history, it had no rankings, it had nothing. All it had was a pretty good domain. And we took that website, and over a series of years, we were able to apply some really effective strategies to it that were able to, increase its rankings from nothing to a point where it now has over 100,000 users and literally hundreds of thousands of pieces of content all over the website. So how did it happen? Well, to be honest, it took a lot of time, effort and money. It didn't happen overnight. And we also had a bit of luck along the way. One of the reasons we were very lucky at the time was because real estate at the time was a very hot topic. There were a lot of people who were actually interested in investing in real estate. And as a result of that, we were able to get a lot better results out of the leads that we were getting to the real estate investing website. We were actually able to leverage them more, and everything that we did at the time was a bit more effective. Nowadays, post-GFC, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to actually get those results. You're going to have to put in a bit more time, effort and money to actually get the results that you may be after if you want to dominate in some segment of the property investing industry. The strategy that we essentially used when it came to this website was to first create a whole bunch of content that people wanted, essentially to create the cheese or the bait that all of these people actually wanted to get. Once we'd found some content that people actually wanted, we then started to collect their details. And the way that we collected their details was by creating a monthly newsletter. That monthly newsletter turned out to be one of the best things that we ever did. It gave us the ability to consistently market to those people and get a stream of income coming in through the door from those people who are buying information, courses, seminars, books about real estate investing and so forth. And in fact, we were able to quickly grow it from nothing to 7,000 people. At the point that we had 7,000 people on the list, we then released a book. And I'm not sure what it's like where you're from, but in Australia at the time, it didn't take a significant push to actually get a best-selling business book. In fact, at the time, it only took about 5,000 copies of a book selling to actually, get onto the bestseller list. So we released this book and we promoted it to the 7,000 people that were on the list. And what do you think happened? Well, if it only takes 5,000 people to create a bestseller, a good portion of those 7,000, plus a whole bunch of the general public, actually purchased the book. And the book was an instant bestseller. It went into instant republishing. And that's practically unheard of in real estate books, even these days. Now, the books that went out, they were also a lead generation tool. They helped us to continue to build the tribe by having little offers at the end of each chapter that people could take advantage of, that would bring people back to the website and get them to sign up and become a part of our little tribe. And very quickly, our tribe grew from 7,000 people to 40-something thousand people. I think it was 42,000 people. And then it continued to grow over the subsequent years after I left to 100,000 people. Now, how did it continue to grow if it took a little while to grow from 0 to 7,000 people? And we've since had the global financial crisis and so forth hit, and real estate isn't necessarily as popular as what it was back then. Well, once we collected all of these people on the list, we didn't just sell to them. We continued to give them great content and feedback into that list, but we also gave them the opportunity to contribute to our marketing strategy. And we created a very well search engine optimized forum where people could go in and ask questions of other property investors or answer questions of other property investors. And as a result of this forum, this particular website ranks for practically any real estate investing related term. Now, can you just set up a forum straight away and have those sort of results? Well, typically no. The reason why you can't just set up a forum and expect people to actually come along and post is because nobody likes being the first person of the party. Nobody likes to be, I guess, talking to themselves when there isn't that interaction. So by having a large list of people, that list of people was able to, I guess, give the forum the push or the shove that it actually needed to get started and get started effectively. So if I was to start again, what would I be doing in your shoes, Chuck? Well, the first thing that I would be doing is I would be doing a lot of keyword research, and I'd be looking for those phrases or those topics that people wanted a lot of information on, where there wasn't a lot of competition, or there weren't a lot of people who were actually supplying that information to people. And I'd be looking for those keywords, and I would be targeting those keywords to try and, I guess, attract those new users, starting with the really low competition ones. Once I had a whole bunch of low competition traffic coming in, I'd then start to go after higher and higher and higher competition phrases where there's more and more and more traffic, and I'd start building on those results. You'll know if you're on the right track if you can create the content that people actually like to republish on their own blogs, or if you're actually addressing the topic areas that people want answers in. You'll see your bounce rates in Google Analytics, and they won't be high bounce rates, they'll be low bounce rates. And that'll be a sign that you're actually creating the content that people want. And it's also the type of valuable content that people want, or addresses what Google wants in the search engines when it comes to ranking for those keywords. Because you need to be the most relevant or most informative or most interesting page around a keyword to actually get those rankings. Or at least that's the theory of what Google is trying to do. The other thing that I'd do is I'd go out to a whole bunch of existing forums and existing communities of real estate investors, and I'd establish myself as an expert in those fields. So even though you're creating content into other people's forums, it's creating content strategically in a way that's designed to, I guess, feed back into your own website. You'll also get an insight into what people want to know about, I guess the topics that people are thinking about, or the hot button topics, and that will give you insight into what you should be talking about on your own website.